So I think there are two elements of making technology work for you, both of which are often missed in our industry. Thing one is, how do you decide which technology to adopt? And
Mhm.
thing two, and I think is even more important, once you've made that decision, how do you implement it to the point that it was a successful decision?
Yeah, great point. So, I see a lot of people who give up on technology pretty quickly. And that's a mistake. And I think it's just like anything. If you adopt something, you want to see it through and you want to shepherd it and you want to do everything you can to make sure it succeeds. One of the questions, and this is going back to your practice management observation, which I think is spot on. One of the questions I've asked, and by the way, all these survey questions that we've asked were answered by almost 10,000 different people. So I think I have a very accurate handle on what people are feeling out there. Um, and one of the questions that I pose is, our practice management system helps us to sell more product? Right? That's the question. It's basically a yes or no question. And we're about 85% saying no, it does not. It slows me down.
Right.
So, PM makers out there, heads up. That's what your people are feeling like, hey, I got to spend 15, 20 minutes entering an order. And this is, way more work sometimes than it's worth. And with the fact that most practice management systems don't have a sales presentation component to it, then the ECP is forced to pull something else out, maybe a Aloha system or a content link system or Dr. Contact Lens or Optify or whatever the system is. So that kind of switching from platform to platform, is a lot of work, right?
Absolutely. And I think to that exact point, your options are either provide enough training for your team so that they can use the PM system without it being a detriment,
Yep.
and or provide enough training to your team that they're capable salespeople on their own, or supplement your PM system, which is pretty expensive, high value
Yeah.
expense, but pretty expensive, but supplement that with another sales tool that is also pretty expensive, especially if it's only used intermittently, especially if it's not used effectively. So then the question again becomes like, how do you implement something effectively? I have a conversation that I have fairly regularly. You know, you talk to practices that they go to a conference and they meet somebody like a Bill Gerber and they get
Mhm.
excited about Content Link, and but then they don't tell their team about it. It's just something that their team has now, and they haven't set up a go-to-market plan where they talk to their team about, here's what we're bringing in, here's why we're bringing it in, here's what's going to happen. And I think that element of getting your team on board before making a big change like that is a huge miss. How do you feel about that? How do you feel like we can improve upon that?
Well, I think the most important thing is to decide what you're going to implement and then stick with it, right? We know that no habits are changed in less than 30 days, right? And it's really more like 90 days. You have to get into that habit of using it. There's a practice that we work with in the Midwest, and they have a very unique name. It's called Family Vision Care, right?
Mm,
Um, Family
the
Vision
famous family vision care.
the famous Family Vision Care, yeah. So Family Vision Care had adopted our technology. They put about 8 different screens throughout their optical and a couple other touch points. And then they had three 10-inch tablets that they used at the dispensing tables that would play different promotional content of their choosing. Ask about our multi-pair savings plan. Did you know we treat myopia? Scan this QR to make another appointment, which is really a cool thing. Um, and then what they said was, you know what? They noticed that only one of their 4 opticians was using the lens demo component in that. And so they said, you know what? Hey guys, let's do this for the next 3 weeks. everybody, every patient use the lens demo interactive as opposed to, drawing a corridor on a piece of paper or putting a tinted lens over a piece of white paper, all these typical things. Just use the lens demo. And so on the lens demo, one of the components is a progressive. And at the time we had good, better, best, which we've now updated to better and best. And I got a call. They said, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." They said, "We're selling where we only used to sell about 8% premium progressives. We're selling 59% premium progressives." And granted, this is in a demographic, it's not a high-end demographic at all.